Anthony Joshua taking on Francis Ngannou. Now he's got AJ. Oh! Oh! Get up, Francis! Get your black ass up! Holy shit! Francis is sitting there trying to counter with the left hook, and it's leaving his head right there, so Anthony Joshua just hit it. And Francis keeps on pawing, But each time it's a feint, it's always a popper, and I think Francis is gonna get knocked out. Oh! Oh! God damn! Get up, Francis! AJ is moving extremely well. Oh! God damn! Jeez! That was textbook boxing. Textbook boxing. AJ was just on point tonight. Boom. Damn. All right, here we go. Holy shit. Okay, let's just start there. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I gave you guys my predictions and I predicted wrong. I thought Francis Ngannou was going to beat Anthony Joshua. But you know what? I know I got it wrong. It's because I didn't respect Anthony Joshua's boxing skills. I had a lot of faith, and I still have a lot of faith in Francis Ngannou. But what we just witnessed is what typically happens when a very good boxer, an athletic one, a determined one, fights a mixed martial artist. Now, let me break this down. Right when the fight started, you saw Anthony Joshua come across the void, and he went jab to the body. He was already setting up his shots, right? He goes jab to the body, jab to the head, and he was moving very, very good. Typically, Anthony Joshua doesn't move like that, but I think his fights with Usyk have shown him that you need to move as a big heavyweight. The power shots will come, as we saw in this fight against Francis Ngannou at the second round. Okay, so Anthony Joshua comes out there, he throws a jab to the body, and one thing that Anthony Joshua did that I was not too sure about was he was circling into Francis's power. You always want to circle away from the opponent's power. You never want to circle into it, but Anthony Joshua did that. He kept a high guard, and he never really got into a shootout, or AKA exchanges. The first round, he clips Francis Ngannou with a beautiful right hand. Already, Anthony Joshua, once he came out to the jab of the body, jab to the head, and he was moving pretty good, I was like, okay, this is going to be a long night. And the biggest thing that was Francis' downfall was pawn. He kept pawing for the jab. That is a huge no-no in boxing. You do not paw, even in mixed martial arts, you do not paw at somebody's jab, or you do not paw at their right hand. Because if I show, you paw, you get hit with the right hand, and that's what happened in the very first round when he got dropped with that beautiful right hand from Anthony Joshua. Francis Ngannou didn't move his head on the X and Y axis. He was standing right there with his high guard with the right hand high, and he was trying to do a check left hook. That doesn't work unless you have somebody who's overextending, which Anthony Joshua wasn't. He understood his distance, he understood the void, and he was able to make Francis miss. When Francis hit his, in the second round, Francis threw his jab. Anthony barely moved, and it touched the tip of him, almost like Conor McGregor versus Eddie Alvarez. Barely tipped him, and he came back behind Francis' jab and landed that beautiful right hand in the second round. That was the beginning of when he dropped Francis Ngannou. And then after Francis took his 8 or 9 count, he got back up. Anthony Joshua wasted no time. It came back in with a beautiful right hand, which just slept Francis Ngannou. Now, guys, I think this might be the death of MMA crossing over to boxing. That's what my producer says. I disagree with him. I think MMA fighters, we do have a chance, but we have to take it seriously. I'm not saying Francis has not taken it seriously. We have to take time to actually if I was to take a boxing match, I would probably spend 8 months to a year preparing myself for the boxing match. Reason why is because the punches come faster. The movement is different. There's only one weapon, and you only can use one weapon. Right? I can't use my kicks. I can't use my knees. I can't use my elbows. I can't use my wrestling. How am I going to cross the void when I can't use all the weapons I've been using for the last 18 years? Now, another thing that could have been Francis' downfall was he had that boxing match with Tyson Fury. So Anthony Joshua got an opportunity to see Francis fight boxing. When he took from the boxing match from Francis versus Tyson, he fight took, okay, Francis doesn't move his head. He doesn't really move his head. He's not very light on his feet. Where Tyson Fury, he's kind of light on his feet, and Tyson's trying to avoid the fight. Where this time, Anthony Joshua got right to work right off the bat. And that's usually not a good sign if the other opponent doesn't respond. So if somebody comes out and they're going to fight me and they start to go and move and go to my body, go to my head, start moving, start to try to implement a game plan and execute it right off the bat, right away, you have to be like, okay, he's trying to execute. I'm not going to try to counter yet. I'm going to try to get his rhythm, get his distance to see what he's trying to do. Once I'm able to figure that out and I got the time and a rhythm, then I will start to execute my game plan while also trying to protect myself. And that's the thing we didn't see. We saw Francis, he was pawned for the jab, pawned for it. And then Francis did something that we are not used to. He went southpaw. He went southpaw against a very, very good, dynamic, athletic boxer. Now, when you go southpaw, the puzzle pieces change, right? When you go southpaw, you have to line up your right hand. If you don't move and gather that real estate that I talked about on my breakdowns, you don't move and your opponent moves, you're giving him that shot to line up the right hand, and that's what caught Francis. And then you saw him whiff. He went like this, whiff, and boom, it hit him right in the face. That is also another no-no. When you go southpaw, you have to be moving. You have to move on the arc, buy that real estate, get your left hand lined up, and then you throw your power shot. You throw your second power shot, and we weren't seeing none of that lateral movement from Francis. It was basically Francis staying there, waiting with the high guard, waiting for the check hook. And sometimes the check hook doesn't work. Your check hook is checking somebody if they were bad, right? If the person wasn't bad, then you missed the opportunity. And also, once AJ was going downstairs, I don't think Francis was expecting that. I honestly don't think Francis was expecting a very high athletic output boxer in Anthony Joshua. He fought Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is more light on the feet. He throws longer combinations. He's check hooking. He's tall. It's like a tall glass of milk. Where Anthony Joshua was athletic. He looked really, really good. And I followed AJ's career for a very, very long time, because typically when you get heavyweights like that, they're not built like AJ or Francis Ngannou. So what does Francis Ngannou do from here? You know what? I would like to see him go back to mixed martial arts. You know, he signed with PFL. He has an opponent. He can fight the winner who just beat Ryan Bader. I think we get Francis back to what he is good at doing, which is mixed martial arts. Even though we didn't get the John Jones versus Francis Ngannou, I would love to see Francis go back to MMA, where he can use his kicks, his knees, his wrestling, and submission. Let the boxing go. And the hardest thing with the boxing is the money is so good. It is so good. The guys can negotiate. They go to Saudi Arabia. They're worth all the, you know, the money out there. It's a hard thing to get away, because you're the A side, you're the B side. When you're in mixed martial arts, you're on an organization. You got to, you know, 5, 6, 8, 10 fight deals, whatever it may be. You got to work at it's a totally different ball game. Tyron Woodley told me that. And you can also tell from Francis that he was like, you know, I think I'll stay at boxes. Now, does Anthony Joshua beat Francis Ngannou in an MMA fight? I think he does. Here's the reason why. Because it will just be another striking match. Francis and AJ understands his distance. He understands the void. He has better hands than Francis, and he can make Francis even whiff and miss again. Unless Francis is going to change his tactic and go clinch him and wrestle him. But AJ is very athletic. He is smaller. He's more limber. I think he can be able to stuff the shot and be able to give it to Francis Ngannou. Now, what's next for Anthony Joshua? Well, next is for him is he's going to fight the winner of Tyson Fury versus Usyk, which I'm super excited. If Usyk gets past Tyson Fury, we'll see AJ versus Usyk for the third time, which I'm very excited to see that, because Usyk moves like a butterfly and stings like a bee. And if Tyson Fury gets to Usyk, we will finally get to see one of the best heavyweights lock with another best heavyweight in Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. Or what could be next for Francis Ngannou is see Deontay Wilder versus Francis Ngannou. Now, once again, Deontay Wilder, very long-rangey boxer. He can take the same game plan that Anthony Joshua just did to Francis by using that long jab, making Francis whiff and paw the jab, come down the pipe with a beautiful right hand, and it will land, because Francis does not display any head movement whatsoever in his last 2 boxing matches. So I would like to know what you guys thought of this knockout. That's typically what happens when you see a very high-level boxer. They analyze, they see everything. They see you got one person who's whipping. That's basic boxing. You show a jab, go to the body, right hand. Beautiful display from Anthony Joshua. As always, I wish nothing but the best for both these athletes. I hope they're both healthy. Shout out to Francis for running into the boxing ring with that MMA flag. We love you. We appreciate you. God bless you. I hope you made a beautiful bag, which I'm sure you did. Anthony Joshua, always been a fan of your career. Your modeling stuff, absolutely amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you like, subscribe, and also hit the bell to know when we go live. And guys, come back tomorrow because guess what? We have Cheeto versus Sugar Sean O'Malley instant reaction. And I hope you guys made the right picks, the price picks. Boys, enjoy the night. That fucking knockout though. God.